I just caught the Disney company deleting verses from the Christian Bible.
All right, let's see it.
It's Matthew 17:21. Look, these demons are beat by prayer and fasting. But then this Bible, look, it goes from 20 to 22. It skips 21.
And if you looked at the footnote that was marked at the end of verse 20, footnote X, you would go down and you would see it say some ancient authorities insert verse 21, and then it would provide what verse 21 says. But the reason it's not there is because we know it was a later addition to the text. It's not in our earliest manuscripts. For instance, this is Codex Vaticanus. This is from probably the middle to the end of the 4th century CE. And right in the middle, you see on the left the red, what looks like a P and a Z, the rho zeta. That's the beginning of verse 22 with the word sistrefomenon. Right above it, we have the end of verse 20, adinatisi himen. 21 is not in here at all. And here's Codex Sinaiticus. Down near the bottom, you can see what looks like kind of an angular division sign in the margin, and then in the middle of the column, you see kind of a squiggly division sign. That's indicating, hey, we should insert this here. And what is this that we should insert? You go look up at the top, and that is the passage that is being pulled from a chapter in Mark, suggesting in order to harmonize this story in Matthew with the story in Mark, we should add this verse that is written in a much later scribal hand into this story. So the verse is not original to the Gospel of Matthew. It was borrowed from Mark in order to make Matthew agree more with Mark. And this happened well after the 4th century CE. This is not in the earliest manuscripts. This was not written by Matthew. The majority of translations of the Bible that have been published within the last 40 to 50 years or so are going to omit this verse, as well as probably over a dozen other verses that we know were not written by the original authors of the New Testament text, but are scribal changes that were introduced centuries down the road. So this is a better edition of the Bible, because this is more faithful to what the author of Matthew actually wrote.
They removed it. What Bible is this? This is this red Bible, and this is this older black one. The Revised Standard Version. Who makes that? So the NIV also deletes it. Who owns them? Biblica. Who owns them? Hodder.
Hodder does not own Biblica. Hodder pays Biblica so that Hodder can publish the New International Version in the UK. Biblica licenses international rights to Hodder.
Who owns Hodder? Could it be Walt Disney? Holy balls.
Disney does not own Hachette Books. Disney owned Hyperion Books. And then in 2013, the Hachette Book Group, which owns several imprints, purchased Hyperion from Disney and changed its name to Hachette Books so that it would become another imprint of the Hachette Book Group. Hodder and Stoughton is yet another imprint of the Hachette Book Group. None of them have anything whatsoever to do with ownership of the NIV or with the actual translation of the NIV. And Hachette Books, the imprint of Hachette Book Group, didn't even exist until 2013, decades after the NIV had already been translated and published.
So what I did was I started a t-shirt company to get the word out so we can keep this power and keep beating demons.
So Disney has absolutely nothing to do with the omission of Matthew 17:20 from the NIV, but you also entirely skipped over the fact that you first found this omission in the Revised Standard Version, which was published decades before the NIV was published. So this omission has absolutely nothing to do with Disney. Additionally, the addition of verse 21 to Matthew 17 is pulled from Mark, where this verse still exists and has always existed. So you can still find this statement about fasting and prayer in the Gospel of Mark.
So pick up a shirt today, guys.
Get better educated today.